Swadee Cup. My name is Alex Gong, head coach for the Fairtex Muay Thai fighting team. Today we're going to be working on the basic techniques of elbow, position, and strikes. We're going to work with Johnson Fairtex, doing pairing drills, some pad work, and bag work. Let's get started. All right, now we're going to start working on the basic elbows. Let's get into a fighting stance. Let's assume that you're in a right fighting stance. If you're southpaw, switch your stance. Do everything opposite that I'm explaining. Keep your guard up. When you're fighting with elbows, it's a dangerous game. If you elbow somebody, they want to elbow you back. So make sure you keep your guard up. It's really important. This is not something you can exchange shots with. It's too hard of a contact. The elbow point is right in that hard bone shot. That's where you want to make contact with your elbow every single time. In Thai boxing, we consider our elbows like knives. When they make contact to the head area, they cut, then they make cuts in the face. So make sure you keep your guard up. You don't take shots on the top of your head. You block with your forearms all the time. So you want to keep your guard here. If I'm in distance to elbow somebody, I'm in the third zone and really close to them, your elbow and knee range. Be careful. I elbow somebody, they want to elbow me back. It's just the nature of the fight game. Let's go right into our basic hand position. Keep the guard up, the chin down. Really good footwork, tight balance, body switching between the left and right. Hands up, nice and tall. Okay, the first elbow we're going to work on is the right elbow. It's to come straight across, coming right down. But notice when I step forward, I make contact with my elbow point and my shoulder is protecting my chin. My left hand doesn't move. I keep myself really tight. I like elbows, especially for self-defense on the street. I can keep my guard strong and still make contact without exposing vulnerable areas, especially my chin, nose, eyes. These are the areas that's very important to protect. Finding sense again, the first elbow, we're going to step in, pivot a little bit, bring the shoulder up, and strike down. Let's do it again. 1. Come right back. Fighting stance. Guard tight. 2. Notice how when I make a strike, that I keep my rear leg stiff and pushing up on the ball of the feet. Stepping in, step forward, gives me momentum. 1. Come back. Bounce up. 2. Bounce again. 3. Each time I step forward. Okay? Fighting stance again. Same thing off the rear elbow. We're going to do a different angle. So now we come straight across. We're going to come straight out over the top a little bit. So here's the guard of somebody. I'm going to come right over the top. Stepping in. 1. And come right back. As soon as you make your elbow strike, come back to your original stance. Ask yourself, can you attack, can you defend from that position? Fighting stance, looking straight through. Look down a little bit. Stay close. 2. 3. Good. Now the third elbow we're going to do on that same side is the upward elbow. This comes straight up between the guard. Notice how my guard is open right here. Okay, we're going to come straight up the center. Okay, let's do it together. Stepping forward and thrust. Bring your hand right beside the outside of the right of your head and straight up. Pivoting your left shoulder backwards. Finding stance again. Watch how my shoulder comes forward and my left shoulder goes back. 1. 2. 3. Good. So now we've seen 3 different elbows on the right side. First one, forward, over, and under. Good. Under. Good. 3 different types of elbows. Fighting stance again. Now let's do that on the lead arm. Stepping in, the same mechanic. Step in, 1. Okay, watch as I step close. I don't go low and leave my chin exposed. I keep my shoulder up high and protecting my chin. See how tight that is? Excellent. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. So now we've learned 3 basic elbows. Now we're going to do 1 advanced elbow today. Be careful when throwing this. Practice this just to have this in your curriculum, but focus on the basics. It's dangerous because you can leave yourself vulnerable for the counterattack. Fighting stance, now we're going to throw a spin elbow. I'm going to step across with our lead leg, 45 degrees, going straight across the opposite direction, and we're going to come across to the center. Okay, again, watch it first. Fighting stance, 1, 2. Look how my body's going forward. I'm almost going to turn my body completely the opposite way and turn. Let's do it in faster motion. Fighting stance, step over, right there. It's important to get back in that original fighting range as soon as you make contact. Okay, now we're going to work with Johnson on a couple different pairing drills and how to apply these with attacks and defenses. All right, we've worked on some of the basic movements for the elbow strikes. Now I'm going to show you how we can apply those on different pairing drills. First, I'm going to show you the distance, how we did those basic techniques in the air. Now we're going to do them on a target with Jonsarang. Okay? With Jonsarang at first, I'm going to show you how I'd step in with the basic elbows that we did. Again, be careful. When you elbow somebody, they can elbow you back. I can't emphasize that anymore. It's so dangerous to be fighting with elbows. So you got to keep your guard very strong. Okay? Guard up. If your guard's tight, though, it's not easy to land elbows. It's not that easy. Okay? So be comfortable, but be confident of your guard. First elbow, we're going to show you this. First elbow comes straight across this way. Okay? Jonsarang's going to guard up, straight across. Pop. Up. The second one is going to come over the top a little bit more, same angle, but instead now we're coming over. So maybe I've thrown this elbow at first. Now I notice that he's adjusted to it, and I come straight over the top. Bang, here. Again, straight over the top and down. One more time, straight over the top and down. Okay? He might adjust by putting his hands up. Now I might notice that he's adapted to blocking from the side and the top. Now I'm going to come straight up the center. Right up here. Okay, again, it's coming straight in. Bang. Same thing with the left lead arm. Straight across the original elbow, straight across, bam. Keep your chin down. Fighting stance. 1, shh. 2, shh. Second one I'm going to do is coming over the top again, straight down on top of the head. 1, shh. 2, shh. 3, shh. Good. Third one, I'm sorry. Will be the upper elbow and the lead hand. This is what's done a little bit more often than the rear upper elbow. It's the lead one. I'm going to step in. As I step in at the same time, I'm lifting straight up. Try to avoid exposing your chin as you come in. This is what you want to avoid, and it's a common mistake. Fighting stance, head down, chin down, guard up, step in, elbow. Step in, elbow. Notice how my leg steps straight in. Okay, good. Now the final elbow we're going to show is the spin elbow. We're going to step over, look at my guard. My shoulders and hips are straightly lined with Jonsarang. I'm in a really close guard. Notice how like we're in zone 3, zone 1, really close fighting. I'm going to step over 45 degrees. My lead leg is going to go on the outside. I'm going to spin straight across and come right over. Okay, again, fighting stance. I step over and spin. Notice how my shoulders are parallel to his, looking forward. Okay, it's almost like I just turned 180 degrees around. Fighting stance again, I step over, bam. The final way you can adjust this is a little bit of movement with the elbow to make it come upward. And so we've come across now, and we're going to do a little bit of adjustment. Instead of coming across, we're going to come straight up underneath the guard. Okay? I don't recommend you do this too much. It's very dangerous. If you miss your shot, you're in a bad position for the counter. If they grab you and knee you, or elbow you back, which they always want to do. It's a funny thing. You elbow somebody, that kind of pisses them off, and they want to elbow you back. So be aware of where you are in that position. Okay? Great. Now we're going to start doing some pairing drills and how to apply these. Okay? Fighting stance at first. So Jonsarang, we might be in a walking position, and Jonsarang is coming in to throw a jab straight combination at me. I guard, 1, 2, and then fire right back. Again, he does it again. 1, 2. I noticed that first time he blocked, so this time I come over the top. Bam. Comes again, 1, 2, bam, bam. I come up in the center. Same type of concept. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, bam, bam. Hold my guard, boom, strong. Comes again, 1, 2, up on the top, boom. Last time, comes in, 1, 2, pop, pop, straight up the center, boom. Okay, watch your guard. Another way you can use these defenses, at the same time, maybe Jonsarang steps in with a hook to my body, bam, elbow at the same time. That's what's commonly used when they throw that that lead roundhouse elbow. Okay, again, he's going to throw a hook to my body. I see him moving over to that way. As soon as I see some type of movement on there, I try to make contact at the same time. So when he makes contact with his punch, his head meets my elbow at the same time. So it's two forces that meet, doubling the power. Again, I see him step over and bang. Same thing on the other side. Does a hook with his right, bang. The left, bang. The right, bang. Okay? Be careful when you're working with elbows. Take your time with it. Especially when you're doing knee clinching and bag work and you're staying close in that close range, think of those elbows. Remember, somebody hits you one time, it can really make a lot of damage. So keep your guard up. Okay? When you're shadow boxing, just go through it. Go through the motion. This is not something that we spar with because there's a lot of damage with elbows. So we have to practice on heavy bags, on pad work, and just light pairing drills. We don't do sparring with this. We don't be knocking out people in our sparring drills. All right? Well, now Jonsung and I are going to work on some different pad training drills that are used in Thai boxing elbow training. And let's get ready to go. All right, now Jonsung and I are going to work on pad training with the elbows. When we work on the elbows, we don't just throw the elbows. We want to set it up. To land the elbow in Muay Thai, it's important to have movement, to be able to use the rhythm of your boxing or your other weapons, your knees, your kicks to set them up. Right now, we're going to work on some boxing techniques to set up our elbows. Again, it's not necessarily easy to throw an elbow because you're far away with that technique unless it just lightly slips in. Especially coming in from a long range distance, it's hard to land an elbow. So we're going to do some drills. Pay attention slowly. Pick it up and implement it into your training. Be very, very careful when you do the elbows. If you're training somebody or working with a partner, help each other stay focused, keeping the guards up, remind each other, keep the hands up, use the shoulders to protect the chins. Okay, we're going to get started. Okay, first we're going to do a combination, jab, elbow. Jab, elbow. Jab, elbow. Good. Again, one more time. Jab, elbow. Now notice how as he comes in, the first time he comes in, he's stepping in, bop, he makes up the distance as he's coming in. That's why his first jabs has him step in, and he does the second one, he's close enough to make range. So a lot of times we use that jab elbow combination to close in the distance. Okay, again, one last time. 1, 2, good. Now the second one we're going to do is a combination. Jab, hook to the body, elbow. Bam. Okay, again, we're setting up movement, trying to get our target to reposition their body, to shift from one side to the other. Okay, again, combination. 1, 2, 3. Good. Start off slowly, and you'll pick it up. We'll do it a couple times, and you'll see how the rhythm builds. Go. Bam, bam, bam. Now go a little bit faster. Bam, 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 bam. Good. Make sure you have power with your elbows. It's not a technique you throw lightly. Make sure it's strong. One last time. Go. Bop, bop, bop. Good. Okay. One more time. Bop, bop, bop. Good. All right. Now the next one we're going to throw is a hook. We're going to block it, throw the elbow, a right elbow right away. Fighting stance. As I step in to throw a hook to Jonsung, he makes up the distance and steps forward right in, using that center line to slide in on. Look how my arm gives him an opportunity to slide in. So the hook comes in, and he comes right in down the pipe. Okay, again. Fighting stance. Bop, bam. Good. Again. Bop, bam. It's very important for his balance to be strong. If his balance is weak and I hit him with a heavy punch, even though he's blocked, he can't make his shot. His balance has to be very strong. Again, going back to the fundamentals of Muay Thai, that's why it's very important to have that first initial stance strong. Okay, one last time, you step in, bam, bam, good. Okay, another way we might do this is if I jab straight at Jonsung, he holds his fighting guard in a nice helmet position and fires back right away. Bam, 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 bam. Now, this is something you can do with your partners in training or your students if you're teaching a class. The last one we're going to do is a little the fancier elbow. It's a spin elbow. We're going to set it up with the jab. Jonsung said jab, spin elbow. Bam. Look how he stands over, steps across my body. 1, 2, good. So this might work. He throws a right punch, a jab, and I would have thrown a punch coming into him, and he steps in and bam. That's where the shot would land. Okay? Or maybe he jabs, and I throw a knee, bam, I walk right into it. Okay? That's why it's important for him to step out. One last time. Bam, bam. Good. All right. Thank you, Jonsung. Great. Well, we've worked on the elbows. We worked on the basic foot position, hand position, the 3 types of elbows, and the spin elbow. Working with the pads and partners is very, very important. I can't emphasize this enough to stay completely safe. Make sure that you don't go through your technique too much when you're working with a partner. If you really want to work on power, do the heavy bag work and do some shadow boxing. Will help you get the range of motion with this. I can't emphasize enough, be very, very careful. if you're fighting with somebody and you're trying to apply your elbows, remember, if you elbow somebody, they want to elbow you back. And this I can tell you from experience. Okay? When you elbow somebody, they want to elbow you back. So keep your guard up. Be prepared. The elbow's going to come right back right away. It's an instinctive thing. Somebody gets punched, they're hungry to punch somebody back. They get elbowed, they want to elbow you back. It's kind of a payback theory in fighting, but it's true. And people are going to do it back to you, so be aware of it. Be safe. Train hard.